Hey there, so today we want to talk about, is Amazon FBA still worth starting in 2021? We've been getting this question for a long time, and we've got some different perspectives and different experiences between us, and so we kind of want to cover this. And Mike is going to start off by taking the pro side of yes, it is still worth it.
Yeah, so one of the things I like to talk about first is it harder or easier? Not that that's a compelling reason why, whether it's worth or not, but as we've seen, the business model is still pretty much the same in order to build these businesses out there. You still have to get set up to sell on Amazon, private label a product, market it on Amazon. That hasn't changed, but in some ways, it's actually easier now to do those things. For one, a few months ago, Amazon now announced that only 7 countries you're not allowed to sell in. Used to be about half and half you couldn't sell in. Now they've greatly increased the number of countries. So no matter where you live, chances are you can sell on Amazon now. So that's easier. Also, the way you can find suppliers to make your products is still pretty much the same as well. You can go to a site called Alibaba.com, but the benefit now, and the why I think it's even better, is that Alibaba's done a really good job of pre-vetting their suppliers. Back when we were starting out, it was kind of an unknown. You didn't know if you could trust those people or not. Alibaba, of course, like Amazon, had to make sure that they had a trusted marketplace. So they've done a really good job of getting all the bad actors off. So if you go sourcing products for Amazon products on Alibaba, chances are they're a really good, reputable company. So in some ways, that part is easier. That's one of the reasons why I think right now it's still a really good reason to start a business in 2021. Another reason is that e-commerce continues to grow at record pace, just like it has been over the past, decade or even longer than that, specifically on Amazon. I know that I just saw an article that they expected the e-commerce economy to grow 13.7% this year, a really nice percentage. They've revised that now up to 18% of growth on e-commerce in the US this year. So even though they thought it was going to be really good this year, they think it's even going to be better as they've seen the trends continue towards more and more people buying online. So e-commerce trends continue to grow and go up for anyone looking to sell on Amazon. Now, in addition to that, if that's not enough reason, people are putting their money where their mouth is. And by money, I'm talking billions of dollars. There are companies out there like Thrasio. You and I have talked to them before. Heyday, Elevate Brands, Perch, just 4 out of, I think, 30 companies that are investing billions of dollars in buying Amazon businesses. And they're not just buying businesses that have been around for a really long time, 5-10 years in e-commerce business. That's a long time. They're buying businesses that have been selling for as little as a year. And so if they're going out there and investing billions of dollars, they clearly don't think that this place in the market, selling a private label brand on Amazon, is going away anytime soon, because they're not going to put that much money at risk. So that's another reason why I believe that it's a really good time right now to take advantage of everything going on with all this investor money being thrown at people looking to sell their businesses. They're even giving away Teslas in order to incentivize people to sell them their Amazon FBA businesses. And then in addition to those type of institutional investors, Amazon continues to invest in their sellers as well. Sometimes in the past, we may have felt as sellers in Amazon that they didn't really care as much about us sellers. They cared more about the customers, and they always will care about their customers. But I saw, a trend probably 3-4 years ago where they recognized the importance that sellers like us, Matt, bring to the place on Amazon. And they started investing in sellers. They came out with their lending program to give sellers easy access to capital to buy more inventory. They continue to grow more programs and create more tools and services. I read that last year alone, they invested $18 billion in different type of programs for sellers and launched 135 new tools and services specifically to help sellers grow their businesses on Amazon. So again, we have these institutional investors. Now we have Amazon itself also investing a lot of money in people going out there and building and starting businesses on Amazon. So for those reasons, I think that it's a great time right now to still be starting a business on Amazon.
So now I'd like to talk about the other side, why you may want to think twice about starting on Amazon right now. Now, first example is I started scaling an e-commerce brand about 2.5 years ago. And so we've gone from nothing to over $2 million a month. 95% of those sales are not on Amazon. They're on Shopify because there's a massive amount of sales happening outside of Amazon. There's a massive amount of traffic available with platforms like Facebook and Instagram, even YouTube ads, Google AdWords. There's a lot of external traffic that sometimes can be easier to measure and quantify and drive to your own website because they only see your products. They're not going to Amazon and then getting distracted by 50 other people's products. So that's one example that there is a lot of sales happening outside of Amazon also. Second thing is cost. Shipping costs are absolutely crazy right now, which isn't going to just affect Amazon. It's going to affect every type of e-commerce business. So it's kind of more of a, do you start an e-commerce business at all? So shipping costs are very high. And so that's kind of affected everyone selling any kind of physical products across the world. There's been shortages, tankers sort of stuck at sea and all kinds of crazy things happening right now. Eventually, we expect that to go away. It's only going to last so long, this kind of squeeze that's happening right now. We don't know how long, but say 6 months or so. You could argue that that'll kind of be relieved a little bit. Also, competition. There's been a lot of competition because Amazon has grown so much that there's been a lot of competition from other sellers, people that maybe would have only sold on their own website. Now they're selling on Amazon. A lot of competition from Chinese suppliers and Chinese sellers that are kind of getting these products manufactured in their backyards, and they're like, you know what? Why are we letting these people make all the money that we're selling to? Why not sell directly on Amazon? Amazon actually years ago did a huge campaign to get manufacturers in China to sell directly on Amazon. So competition has also gone through the roof. Amazon also, over the past, I don't know how long it's been now, maybe 5-7 years so, Amazon's been creating its own brands using the same retail strategy that every retailer has done forever, whether it's Walmart or CVS or Walgreens or Target. They all have their own in-house brands because they kind of control the shelf space, the real physical shelf space. Amazon controls the digital version of that. And so Amazon creating its own brands with Amazon Basics and other products. And now they're sort of taking up some of the real estate on Amazon away from what maybe used to be just third-party sellers. So there has been an increase in competition. So, Amazon, fortunately, with a lot of the Chinese sellers, there's some that do business right. They take a long-term view. They sell good products. They do good things on Amazon. There have been a bunch, and I don't know, it's just because they're kind of maybe removed from the US, but there have been a bunch that have gotten in trouble by Amazon recently for violating a lot of Amazon's terms. They're doing fake reviews and fake ranking campaigns and stuff like that. Amazon has been cracking down on them, which is good if you do want to sell on Amazon. So these are some of the reasons that maybe you might think twice about selling on Amazon right now.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of pros and cons. When I look and I weigh both the sides, I still think there's a tremendous opportunity to build an e-commerce business anywhere, whether it's on or off Amazon. My bread and butter has been Amazon. That's where I got started. That's where we teach so many people to do that. So I think that that's probably one of the best places that I think people should look. You probably think Shopify also is another good option, I would imagine, as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of places you could sell. I mean, I would say the two big options are you're either going to sell your brand on Amazon or you're going to sell it on your own platform using Shopify. I kind of led with, my recent example of, going from nothing to producing pretty good sales on my own website using Shopify. There's a little caveat there, is that me and my business partner in that business have both been doing direct marketing, online sales for 10 plus years each. And so that's over 20 years combined experience. And so that gives us a little bit of an advantage. Also, the kind of products we sell lend themselves a little bit better to kind of selling on your own website. I would definitely say that if you're starting out in this business, 100% start on Amazon. It's going to be a lot easier. The traffic's already there. Sure, there's more competition, but there's a reason there's more competition is that because the sales volume has gone crazy. We know people that have sold businesses for nearly $100 million or more with the majority of their sales coming only on Amazon. That was unheard of when we first started teaching this business, doing this business years ago, decade ago or so now. Back then, it's like you were super successful if you were selling, $1 million, $2 million a year. $100,000 a month was a big bar to sort of cross back then. Now it's like, unless you're doing at least 10 figures a year, like you're nothing selling on Amazon. You may have a successful business, but it's just the game has totally changed. So it's like the size of the rewards have picked up like crazy. So if you're an ambitious person and want to build a successful business, Amazon's an incredible place to get started because they make your life so much easier.
And you mentioned that you and your partner had a lot of experience selling online. The people that we have been able to teach to sell on Amazon and who have sold their businesses to some of those big aggregators we talked about, they did not have any experience. They only sold for a few years on Amazon, came in, never sold physical product before, were able to in a very short amount of time, where there's just a couple years, maybe up to 4 to 5 years, were then able to cash out and sell their business for millions of dollars, which is quite an investment, a good return on their investment, which I hardly see in any other type of industry.
Yeah, and now we're pushing our brand hard on Amazon too. We see it as a massive growth channel for us. It's just kind of been untapped. We had to kind of put our time somewhere and we couldn't split it to too many different places, but now we see it as a massive growth channel. So I think in summary, overall, there's lots of different places you can sell, but Amazon is still absolutely worth it as a great place to sell in 2021.